Hi, we're with Ariel Hyatt of Cyber PR, one of my favorite people ever. I'll let her tell you what she does.
I'm going to tell you what I do. Okay. My name is Ariel, and for the last, I can't believe it, 19 years, I have run what is now called Cyber PR. It started as Ariel Publicity many years ago. We are an artist, an entrepreneur, digital marketing, and social media firm. We help get plans, get crowds, and get PR. Those are the three things we do.
I understand at one time you were strictly PR, right? Publicist. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. So back in the day, we did start the company as a traditional PR firm. And at the time, there was so much more media out in the world than there is now. So as time went on, I realized that was not going to be the best way to continue on. So I decided to expand. And several years into my career, we started to do much more digital outreach. We started helping artists with their mailing list growing. It was before social media, so we were working with, webzines and fan lists. And then, of course, that all iterated into what we have now, which is a robust social media practice.
How would an up-and-coming artist get the attention, somebody brand new, how would they get the attention of a publicist?
One of the things that I see is there's this sort of scourge in the industry that everybody thinks they need a publicist. And publicists can be very expensive. And the problem with publicity, as I think we all know, is with PR, you often are paying for effort and not results. And that's a really bitter pill to swallow. Like, you spend all this money and then you don't get the result that you want. And I think the reason why this happens is there is this sort of thinking that if I hire someone who's up here, if they're, a publicist for a very big household name, or if there's someone who, represents a lot of large artists, that you'll get what they get. And the problem is that's just not how it works. So everything has its place in time. I know we all want to be in Pitchfork, we all want to be in Stereo Gum, we all want to be on Brooklyn Vegan, Drowned in Sound, NPR. I've heard this 1,000 times. But you do really need to understand where to start. And it's okay to start small. If it's your first release, you could get on some smaller blogs, maybe a little podcast, maybe something that doesn't have, come to you. I mean, there's all kinds of places to get exposure. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try for the larger things, but a lot of things we read on Pitchfork, you think, oh, it's the first release, and then you go do some digging around and you see, oh, that's really the third album or the fourth album that artist has put out, or EP. So everything in good time. But how do you get the attention of a publicist is you call them. Publicists are not A&R people. We are not record labels. We work for a fee. And in the business, it is perfectly okay to call a PR firm and say, hi, how do I go about working with you? And don't get upset if they say, I'm sorry, but we only work with signed artists or artists that, have major distribution. There are some barriers to entry for some of the larger ones. But, they should want to talk to you, and then you can ask, well, how do I submit my music to see if we're the right fit? Because it's not one size fits all. And then after that, follow up, see what they think, and then you can go about finding out what does that PR firm do and is it right for you.
What would be the one piece of advice you would share with indie artists pertaining to their social media? Like, is there something they should be doing every single day? Is there something that they have to do?
My one piece of social media advice, actually it's two pieces. Number one, bonus. Number one, don't be obsessed with numbers. It's not about how many, we live in this crazy world now of like millions and billions and all these big numbers is what's important. And that's not what's important. What's important is, are people paying attention to you on your social media? So it doesn't matter if you have 1 million, if 10 people don't talk back to you, the number is not what's important. So focus on engagement and not numbers. When you get really good at your social media and you're good at engaging people, the numbers will naturally swell. That's the first thing. The second thing is, stop promoting yourself. I mean, I don't mean that 100% of the time, but think of it in the rule of 1 in 10. For every 10 posts you put, 1 could be promotional. But people are following you because they're interested in your personality, what you're sharing, humor. I don't know if you're sharing funny photos or articles or interesting tidbits or whatever it is. You have to understand that just being like, check me out, buy my stuff, check me out, listen to me, blah, 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 it will turn people off in a hot second.
I know you from telling people about who are your 100 true fans. What is that? Explain that to people.
Okay, so it's actually 1,000 true fans, but 100 is even a better place to start if you're indie starting out. So 1,000 True Fans was an article that was written over 10 years ago by Kevin Kelly, who was the editor of Wired magazine, and he created this really brilliant philosophy, which he blogged about. And it was, if an artist has 1,000 fans, and each one of those 1,000 fans within the course of 1 year was willing to part with $100 for tickets, T-shirts, souvenirs, albums, Kickstarter campaign, downloads, whatever, $100 each times 1,000 equals a pretty decent living for an artist or a band. And I have gone out to really explore that. It is hard to find 1,000 fans that will each pay $100, but how about 2,000 fans that pay $50 or 5,000 fans that pay $20? I mean, you do the math, you can split it up however you want. But the idea that he was kind of propagating is, again, in the society of millions and billions and trillions, and I mean, right now Jurassic Park is at the top of the box office. It made almost $1 billion in the first week. Lady Gaga, 1 billion views on YouTube. Elon Musk, billionaire. 1.3 billion people on Facebook. We're like thinking in numbers that are so disproportionate to what you really need to succeed. If I had 100 clients pay me $10,000, I would have an amazing business. So I don't need, I don't need like, 50,000 people to pay me. So you have to begin to think like that and think in a finite way and really think, what is my offering? So that's the philosophy, and it's really hard, especially when you're putting your music out there and you want the world to care. You don't really need the world to care. What if 100 people came to your show and they each paid $20 to get in? It's not a bad night out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know you again from Music Success in 9 Weeks. I know you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff. The social media house that you gave away as your birthday present. I'm still looking for 2 people to join. Tell us about that and why people should really. I learned a lot. I got a lot out of your Music Success in 9 Weeks. Some of the stuff I still use today. What can they get from it?
Yeah, so I created a course. It's an online course called Social Media House. It is a 9-week, I love the number 9. It's a 9-week course, which is actually based on Music Success in 9 Weeks, my first book. And it is a course that's delivered via video, so you don't have to come to New York to take it. Just all you need is an email address. And it's a video and a module that gets sent once a week. And then there's fun sheets, little action sheets that you can fill out, which are sort of like homework assignments to get you up and running. And we start on week 1 with building your website and getting your web presence together, and it goes all the way through all the different social channels, 1 a week. And then at the end, we talk about launching a crowdfunding campaign, if that's something that you're interested in, or monetizing. And I was charging $300 for this course, and as my birthday was coming up, I was reading all these articles about Tidal and Spotify and Pandora and all this sort of bad news about artists earning less, not more. And it's been keeping me up at night because I'm in a service-based industry. If artists don't make money, I don't make a living. And a lot of people I know don't make a living. And I also... It's so hard, and there's a lot of things to spend money on. You need to invest in yourself to make money. So I decided I was going to make my course free because I want artists to benefit from taking it and really putting everything into action that I talk about. Because if you don't get marketing and if you don't understand marketing, the people that do are going to come and take your place. So I decided I'm opening it up, let's make it free, and we're trying to get 500 artists to come on board and take it.
Is it just for artists? Because I happen to be a manager, and my client's like, oh my God, you have to take this class.
No, it's not. It's for managers, it's for booking agents, it's for anyone that's in a position where they are helping artists in any little way they can. I kind of made a joke on the website. It's for your long-distance cousin, your mom, your brother. It doesn't matter. It's if you want to help artists or understand how to use social, and it's not even only just musicians. I talk mostly to musicians in this specific course, but it's for anyone that wants to understand social media, online marketing, branding, and what to do on each one of these platforms for success.
I think that's very good. What do you do with somebody who can't find two people?
Let me know and I'll tweet it out. We'll get you someone.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
We're not going to leave everyone in the dust. I just wanted, especially for the artists, I see this a little bit too much in my agency. There's the one person in the band that's doing all the work, and then the other 4 people are like, I don't know what they're doing. And so it's not fair. So the idea was I want people that are taking this course to feel like they have some support, and when you're doing it with a team, it's an accountability partner, and it will hopefully get you to the finish line. I love taking online courses, but they're hard. You're sitting in your house alone. You're like, oh, I'd rather do anything than sit here for 2 hours. So even when I buy online courses, I tend to have a friend come over, or 2 or 3 friends, and we sit on the couch, put it on the big screen, and we get through the course. It's just an easier way to do it with friends.
Absolutely. I tend to be the only one. So it is what it is. I thank you so much, Ariel. This has been an honor and a pleasure, and everybody has to check her out. You really do. Some of you might not be able to afford her, but she's worth it, so you can save up.
Thanks so much for having me, and thank you for reading my books and being on my list for all these years. I really appreciate it.